I can't play any intro video though.
Okay. Oh,
Hey, so we're
technology.
live, but we
Hello.
don't have an intro video. Sorry, Charlie's. Let's see. We haven't got anybody yet anyway. So we're very quiet. Wait until we have somebody listening.
It'll pick up. It'll get exciting real soon. Oh, in the meantime, so I was having trouble getting onto StreamYard because I was going through my usual browser, and then that browser said that my things were disabled, so I had to do it a different way. So that's why I'm late. I'm so sorry. I am a hot mess today, but I'm here, and that's what counts.
Well, as long as you chill before your show.
Yeah. Just have some things to memorize before then, but I'll figure it out. I'll be fine.
Which I'm gonna have to make it up there at some point and go to one of your shows, or make you do one here.
Yes. Well, I'll just phone you up one day when you least expect it and just start spewing my shade of weird. You'll just be, why? Why is this happening to me? So
I wish you were still going to Vegas. So.
Well, I was looking at flights again, and if I was to fly up Saturday morning and fly out Sunday morning and not stay in a hotel, I almost might be able to do it. So I'm going to say there's still like this much chance, depending on how the next few days go. So I've got a beard ready to go just in case. But
I have my beard done, but not the tribute yet.
Yeah.
Having issues.
Oh. Well,
my
it'll
wings aren't wingy.
Oh, yeah.
I was told, let's see here in the comments. Hello, Jeff Harris, and happy belated anniversary, Mr. Chicken Wing. So, yeah, my daughter thought I had made a cloud, not wings. So,
oh dear.
I have to work on that. Hello, Mr. Postman. And I got to meet Mr. Postman's wife, and she was lovely, absolutely lovely.
Ooh.
Even though I'm terrible and can't remember names. You know me. So let's see, we have 4 people.
Excellent.
So, my nose itches.
Does that mean you're coming into money? I'm sure it means something. Maybe that's an itchy palm. I always get those confused.
Maybe that means they'll deposit my tax return.
Yay! We'll take that. Thank you, government money, giving us ours back. Yay!
Which is the world's trip account, otherwise known as.
Yeah.
So I think we have a plan now on Worlds, according to the hub. So it looks like we're going to do a trek through Austria and then maybe into Switzerland. So.
Okay. Well, I just found something out, and this is for our audience as well. So back in the 1500s, there was a mayor in Austria who had this super long beard, and he was famous for it. And then there was a panic, a fire or something, and he tripped on his beard and broke his neck.
Oh,
so it's this one instance of a man's beard killing him. It gets better. They saved the beard. They have preserved it. They chemically treated it. It's like 500 years old, but it is on display in Austria, and it's only about a half-hour drive from where we're going to be. So I kind of feel like we should make a pilgrimage, because that would be so weird and fun. Okay, now here's the downside to this. The town that it's in is not actually famous for the beard. It's famous for being the birthplace of Hitler. So I don't know if a bunch of us want to make a pilgrimage to Hitler's hometown. I think that's not a good look. But otherwise, it seemed like a great idea. So,
well, it's perspective, right? I think it's all perspective.
It is.
We're going to see the beard.
Yes.
Yeah. So that might have to be a little pilgrimage, because I think we're coming in a day or 2 early, sir.
Excellent.
It's a possibility.
Well, I'm coming in early because there's the world's longest castle, and I need to walk a long castle. I love that they made like a rancher-style castle. just for us people who don't like stairs. So, yeah, perfect, right?
That'd be me. Stairs are not kind to me.
Oh, tell me about it.
We have a 2-story house, and I've already slid down them once.
Excellent.
And just a not quite funny, but I lived with my sister for 9 months on her second floor when I built my house before I met the Hubs, and every weekend, poop.
Yep.
So yeah, that was my. We had 9 people, but now we're back to 5.
Oh, it was the Hitler story. That's really off-putting for a lot of people. I realize that. I'm sorry.
No, but see, perspective. It's about the beard. Totally about the beard. So let's see. Hi, Dad. Welcome. See, I was reading the comments earlier. I forgot to show them. So there's
okay.
Chicken Wing.
Just in your head.
Mr. Postman, tell us your wife's name again, because I've forgotten. If you would. And if you didn't catch it earlier, we told Chicken Wing happy belated anniversary, because he and Alley Cat had an anniversary. I think it was yesterday. So let's see. Well, talking about worlds, so how are you doing on your hairpiece? I'll say. How are you coming along there?
Well, first I would have to decide what category I'm entering, because there's 4 to choose from. So that's got me stymied. So I have drawn up so many plans and started so many pieces, and then I'm like, oh, maybe that one was better. And I'm in my head so much. I'm not getting a lot of sleep, and I'm just driving myself crazy. So I'm doing like sideways things, like I really need to find a suitcase scale today. That's more important than anything. Like, no, we're 3 months out. It doesn't matter. But that's what I do. I psych myself out. So how about you? Is yours all finished already? Oh no, you don't have
my
one.
Hubs posted my he purchased my spectator ticket. So
excellent. Excellent.
So, yes. And the reason is because they don't have any creative categories at the Worlds this year. So but there is a meeting for the Worlds Sunday for all the members, and that is the categories are a topic of discussion.
Good.
So it doesn't say exactly what the discussion will be, but it is a topic for discussion.
Well, I have been following the list of competitors. They say how many are in each category. And for women's, between the 4 categories, I think like 5 people have signed up.
Oh,
maybe.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that might be a hint to the Worlds that women want to do creative. So
it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys do some massive realistics, but let's,
But it's limited. It's there's only so much we can do with real hair. So
Chicken Wing. So it was Saturday, so a little different on the date. And then there's my Hubs, Howdy, that's purchased my spectator ticket, waiting for the next Worlds so I have, what does that mean? Like 2 years and a couple of months, maybe, or 2 years to come up with a world-class creative.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Well, technically you've had 4 years to already think something.
So. Well, I'm stuck. When you talk about national, great American, world scale, I had this idea for a mustache, and technically I see no way to make it happen. And I've gathered other intellectual minds. Perhaps that's a conversation, but technically I just don't know how I can make it happen.
Are you talking about structurally it's an issue, or is it so insane that it lights on fire and has pinwheels and could kill a man standing near you? Because you shouldn't do that.
No. Um, um, Technically, you're talking about very small parts and some motion involved. So then you
Okay.
also have to have a motor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So
speaking of your beards, having just seen your recent one with the Barbie horror mangling, that looked so much fun.
it was so much fun. I totally had a blast with that beard. To mangle a Barbie is very difficult. Let me tell you.
I thought you were going to say therapeutic, but there we go.
Well,
Difficult. Okay.
you know, I might have thought of some people, but so yeah, I mean, let me tell you, I will have no issue if I have granddaughters purchasing them a Barbie, because they will have to be like little sharp toothed beavers or some totally massive strength to get that Barbie apart.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Should have gone no name. Should have gone to the dollar store and just found. I used to have one of those ones, and like the arms would just fall off if you looked at it. They're built so bad. But I like that you went authentic. That's good.
Yeah. So but that was just so much fun to rip the Barbie apart and then paint all the gory blood and make the camping scene just totally horror level stuff.
And I like the perspective that you did it of. So it was like looking from a drone, because the tent was your head, and then the Barbies were lying down on the grass here. So it was just a brilliant concept and beautifully executed. So you get more than golf claps. You get like real loud ones here. So well done.
Oh, thank you. It totally has been my most fun beard so far, as far as just flat out fun. So Jeff Harris has warned that small children are very resourceful. I'm not going to hand them a serrated knife, let me just tell you, which is how I got their arms chopped off. So
that is not terrifying at all. Okay.
Just hope I see you when I'm not traveling by vehicle. I mean,
scared. I'm so scared. I'm going to stay on Tisha's good side. That's all you need to know. I'm going to be very careful. So by serrated knife, do you mean like a bread knife, or do you mean like one of those ones with the two knives that goes chicka, 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 chicka? Because that's the sound of me being a knife. It's one of those days. Oh, heavens. Oh, she keeps it handy. Okay. I don't know why you have that just like sitting by your computer. I don't know if that's to threaten other people on your podcast, but I'm really going to do it now.
It's in my craft drawer over here. It's with the scissors and pliers and tin cutters and wire cutters and different scissors for different things that you cut, and so
nice.
And hi, Matt. Matt is also one of the regulars on Cigar Time. So if you haven't met Matt, he's super nice. So okay, so focus or refocus. So tonight we have with us Kris Barney, and ask her to come on because she started out as representing the charity at Mob Fest. That would be 5. And she's morphed into 6. No, it was 5. She's in the background message or waving at me, but it was because this was 6. So yeah, it was Mob Fest 5. And she went from being the charity representative into now she and her husband have morphed into members of Beard Mobb Louisiana. So wanted to get her perspective coming into the beard world from that angle, being on the charity side to actually becoming part of and contributing to all of that info. So that's what we wanted to talk to her about today. And then hi, Leslie, using your phone for a recipe. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring her on. We'll let her introduce herself. Let me click the right buttons. There she is. So hi, Kris, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is super exciting. I can't wait to share. Y'all know how I like to talk. I'll talk a lot.
Well, you're in good company.
Thank you. Yes.
Because technically, Christine and I talk to ourselves on here. So, you know, uh,
Well,
we'll be in good company.
well, good. Well, I'm here to entertain. Thank you.
So, Kris, why don't you tell us a little about yourself first, and then we'll jump on into it after you kind of tell us who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Kris Barney, and I am a domestic violence advocate and have been a domestic violence advocate for the past 24 years. I got into this work by a very sad story. I used to be married to a firefighter, Bossier City firefighter, who ultimately murdered our 3-year-old daughter. And another woman that night, the same night that he killed Miranda. My little girl's name was Miranda, and so I had been fighting this guy for like 3 years. I had restraining orders. I had a stalking conviction. I had police reports, letters to his chief. I had all the things, and let's just say the system failed Miranda, and she was just 4 days shy of her 4th birthday when I was ordered by, even during the stalking situation, the judge still ordered him to have 50-50 custody. And so on one of his scheduled visits, he killed her, shot her twice in the head. And that same night, he also shot and killed a woman that he was dating, who was also trying to escape his abuse, shot her 3 times in the face. And so ever since then, I have been a fierce advocate for women and children and men who no longer have a voice when it comes to their situations in the domestic violence world and the justice system. And so I currently work for the Domestic Abuse Resistance team in Ruston. So let me share my story. Do you want me to continue on how Beard Mobb?
Yes, okay.
Definitely. So last year, I've only been working with DART for about a year, just over a year. And let's see, September, October, November, December, January. So about 6 months into my job, I think it was, I can't remember who contacted our organization. All I remember is, as I was told, Kris, we need for you to go represent DART at this festival. And I am the community advocate. So my job is to go out into our community and talk about DART and our services and and do education. So I've spoken all over the country for the past 24 years. But my job is to go out and talk about our services and talk about domestic violence. And so I was like, okay, well, who do I call or what? And so my coworker, Terry, said, I'm going to give you John Fontenot's number, and you need to call him and set up and see what's going on and represent DART. So I did. I got on the phone with John, super nice guy, fell in love with him instantly, and his beautiful wife, Phyllis.
AKA Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. John, I forget to include these names. See, I'm still learning. So got on the phone with him, and he's like, yeah, we have this. He was telling me about the organization, and I thought, oh, this is so cool. This is so neat. Yes, I will be there because he said we have chosen DART as our charity this year. And I was thinking, very funny, Shannon. So I was like, okay, well, let's do it. I'll be there. And so we went, and I brought my husband, I brought my daughter, I brought her boyfriend, and we showed up. And I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, honestly, didn't do research. I didn't look. I just was told to go represent and show up. And when I got there,
what information did you get before you got there? Like, did they tell you it was a competition, or it was all bearding or anything like that? Okay.
I had an idea that it had to do with beards, but no, I did not get any information, did not know what to expect. All I was told was go and represent. And so I got there with my family, and I was like, Jeff, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, because look, I'm from this little town in Louisiana. I mean, I've traveled the world. Yes, I have, but I just didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. And I'm not going to lie. I was shocked and a little scared. So instantly we walk up and Boo embraces me. He hugs me and he's like, welcome. And then next thing you know, here comes Joker. And he's just, you know how Joker is. He is just so friendly and loving. And he scoops me up and we're hugging and everyone's hugging my family. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. This is not at all. Okay. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is crazy. And then I met Phyllis and started meeting all these people. And then what's funny is I was supposed to get on the stage and talk about DART services. And I didn't know that I was going to have to be there the whole entire day either. I thought I was just going to go and talk and share a little bit about my own story. And then we were going to leave. And as a matter of fact, let me backtrack. I didn't know that the competition and the festival, the Beard Mobb, was to benefit DART. Nobody told me that. What? My husband's coaching me. But anyway, so he's in the background. Yeah. So anyway, I just didn't know really that DART was the beneficiary. I did not know that until I was told that, oh no, you need to stay because all of this is going to you. And I'm like, what? Shut up. Nobody told me. And so so we stayed and we watched all the competitions. We did it all. And funny, I have to slam on Boo a little bit, love on him too. I don't know if he'll remember this, but I think he forgot about me, to be honest, because because the MC got up there, who was great and hilarious. We loved watching him. He was very entertaining. And then I think something that the competitions were starting, something was happening, and I had to go to Boo and say, do I need to do this? Do I need to speak? And he's like, oh yeah. So he gathers everybody, and I shared Miranda's story and why I do the work that I do, but also shared, our services. And I will start crying. I know I'm going to. The sheer amount of respect and the love and the donations, all the things blew my mind, blew my family's mind. We were so overwhelmed with gratitude and we were just like, because we didn't know what to expect. And then it went above and beyond our expectations, the love and but what I love the most is that people have this misconception. Me? When you look at these men and they're, your first instinct is to fear and to think we all have our biases. I'm not going to sit here and lie. We have our biases and we think this is not such a great thing. But what I love the most is that people are wrong. I was wrong. I was so overwhelmed with, first of all, I was humbled and I was gracious and I loved being there amongst so many wonderful people who were so willing to give and to make the world a better place. I'm sorry, my dog is coughing in the background, so if you hear that, I apologize.
I thought that was your husband.
He's old, he's 16. But anyway, so my whole perception, we were just blown away. there's no other way for me to put it, just blown away by the loving kindness and the generosity. And so my husband, Jeff, you had just started growing your beard, right? You'd been growing it for a little while. Yeah, that's right. Since he retired in 2019 from the military, he started growing his beard. And after we made that visit, after we spent that evening, that entire day with these amazing people, we started getting more information. We started hanging out more. We started going to Danny's to meetings and all this. And it never really dawned on us that we probably should join, because we wanted to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. And then finally, just a few months ago, Danny's like, don't you think the Barneys need to join Beard Mobb? And we're like, yeah. Why haven't we joined yet? Why haven't we done this? Because he was going to road cleanup, and we were participating in the meetings or whatever. I don't know why we were participating in meetings. We weren't members. But we just felt like we were just so welcome and loved on that we decided, let's do this. Let's join. Let's be members. And Jeff, by this time, his is pretty. It's getting there. Looking good. And then we experienced all the products. We just being a part. I do advocacy work almost 24/7. Being a part of something bigger than ourselves means the world to me. Because I made a promise to Miranda that I was always going to be her voice and that I was going to fight. But this is also something that my husband can also be a part of. And I mean, I've got my stuff. I've got my job. I've got my stuff. And he works also. But this is something that he can participate in and bring more awareness to these charities and into this club, and be a part of something bigger than himself as well. And so he started competing. He has started participating, and it's just been a wonderful decision to be a part of this and to learn and grow, as in not everything is as it seems or appears. And there's so much love and generosity and giving of the heart. And we want to be a part of that for as long as long as they'll keep us. Y'all will keep us. So that's how we just came to. So Dart was the recipient of last year's charity. And gosh, Beard Mobb raised over $10,000 for the domestic abuse resistance team. And I'm here to tell you that Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, gets our organizations, every domestic violence shelter and crisis center gets zero funding from our state. And we rank number 5 in our nation for domestic homicides. Louisiana does. When I moved back to Louisiana in 2019, we ranked number 2 in the nation for domestic homicide. But Louisiana gets zero money from the state that ranks number 5 in the nation. And so we depend on charities. We depend on our fundraisers. We depend on our community to keep us up and running and growing and helping victims. And that's men, women, and children, to help them escape abuse and to get them to safety. And we have been keeping families safe since 1994. And we are a grassroots organization because a couple of women decided that our community needed a safe haven for victims. And so we are forever grateful for that. I mean, we were just blown away, because even my coworkers were like, "Ooh, I don't know about this group, but we're gonna give them a chance and we're gonna see what's going on." So we're gonna send you, Kris, out there. Yeah, you know me, I talk to anybody and I love everybody. And so this was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. So, and here we are. Here I am. Forever grateful.
And I was there for Kris's
Yes.
entree into the bearding world. And if I recall correctly, I think you heard a lot of stories from everyone there that were pretty applicable to the work you do. So I think there's also a passion in that from the bearding world as well. It's
Yeah,
just a huge.
I have to say, domestic violence, domestic abuse is very misunderstood. And that is because a lot of people don't understand the different dynamics. My ex-husband never physically abused me. He never physically abused Miranda or Michelle, the other woman he murdered. He planted that seed of fear, and there was the manipulation, the coercion, the belittling, all the other things, the mental and emotional abuse. And one of the hardest things to convince people of is that domestic violence just isn't physical violence. And I am proof of that. Miranda's death is proof of that, because she's dead and he never laid a hand on her. And so when I shared my story, and then we had the rest of the evening to visit, and I can't tell you how many people came to me in private just to share their own stories. And what I love about Beard Mobb Louisiana is that they do not tolerate, or anybody, Louisiana, Beard Mobb, Texas, everybody, they do not tolerate domestic violence or domestic abuse, regardless of what's happening. And that means the world to me as a mother of a dead child, and as an advocate, and as an educator. So
It's I feel like just the community itself is we have a great respect for the morals of people, if that doesn't sound too high and mighty, if you will. But I think that's really important. You just don't meet hardly any people in the community that aren't just great people. So.
Absolutely. Yes. And all walks of life too, and that's what I love too. We feel so at home and cared for in this community. And my children too. I say my children, my son's in Montana, but Emma and her boyfriend, they came out to the festival out at Cane Lake. They came and hung out with us for the most of the day. So they also feel welcomed and loved and accepted. So it's a great community. But what I love also is that I'm going to say we, because I keep saying they, but we want to do better and be better and give of ourselves to make the world a better place, and to show loving kindness. That's another thing, because this world is broken and suffering, and the only way to combat that is to be loving and kind, and to show compassion and empathy for those less fortunate, including the animals. Union Parish benefited from the charity work that we did this for Mob Best 6, and so it's just making the world a better place. And I think everybody should join, be a member. Do something better. If you can't go out and make the world a better place, join something like this and get out there and do better. Yeah.
And that's the other thing with the Craft Whisker Club too, is you don't have to have a beard to do this and contribute, and just have fun with the group. And I think that's one of the big things too. And with the club is that we want to make everybody inclusive and helpful and inspiring people, whether they be male, female, a child, whatever. And that was that. I don't have the video or the picture right up here, but talking about children, the young little man that won at Moffitt 6, his reaction was priceless.
Wasn't he just precious? And if y'all ever saw that boy's hair, his name is Robert, by the way.
Yeah.
His hair was big and blonde and long. He was put him on a surfboard in California. He was a surfer dude, just little 6-year-old. But he was precious, and he never met a stranger. And he was so animated, and he was just a great kid to be around. And he was so excited that he won. Love that. So,
now, Christine, how did you get started in bearding? I don't know if I've ever heard this story. So,
well, we know that I make wigs and stuff. And so my best wig making friend told me that she had been in a competition, which was the Vancouver Facial Hair Club. And I thought, oh, that's cute. Tell me about it next year. And so she did. And that's when I entered it. And that's when I started down this slippery slope. And I really resonate with what you're saying about community and working together, just because personally, I don't go to church, so I don't have that sort of community that a lot of people do. So in many ways, my people, my community-minded people have fur on their faces, and it's so fun. And it is such a weird group of people you get together from all different backgrounds, but it's like, well, we got some furry faces, let's hang out and do good. How utterly random and wonderful. And then from the women's side of it, it's like, well, we're going to hang out and we're going to be creative. And I love hanging out with crafty women. So it's so cool to see what they do. And again, in the interest of hanging out and fellowship and charity, and the competition's fun too, let's be honest, but you know. Huh.
Absolutely. I love that.
Just a little.
Yes.
Kris, I don't know, have you worn a beard yet yourself, or is this in the, okay, so when will this be happening? Because you know it's coming.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's Tish and I were talking about that before we all came on. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And she said it took her a few years before she was ready. And I wouldn't say that I'm crafty, but I think I can be if I really put my mind to it. But I'm going to tell you something that's very intimidating to me. I might seem like I've got all the confidence in the world, and maybe I do. I could never hold a candle to Tisha or to Summer. I mean, that's just intimidating. I would vomit if I had to get up there with them and compete, because I just can't. I can't compete with that.
I know what you're saying, but you also know they'd be the first to give you a big bouffant-sized hug and welcome you up there and be cheering you on just as much as they cheer on each other. So you know you got a place on that stage. The minute you can glue anything to that face of yours, you could like put a straw on there, call it a mustache, and they would still be cheering you on. So get yourself together, girl.
Yes. Yes. Well, you know what? Maybe. I've actually entertained the thought for maybe next year, but I'm not sure. It's not 100%. So it's in my Rolodex up in here. So I'll get there eventually. I know. So, yeah.
And I think, like Christine said, I mean, it just, that's one of the things that it's really cool to see people that have been not been they say, even myself, I'm not crafty, so that's, now I have a craft room / office that is, it looks like Hobby Lobby threw up in here. I mean, yeah.
You just start by gluing one thing to another. Next thing you know, you're crafting.
Hey, so tell me something. Speaking of crafty and getting stuff stuck on your face and your head. So Tisha, what was it that Kodak used to attach her mustache? Any idea? Is she on here? Rita?
I don't see her.
Okay. Because
Christine is the queen of how to attach. So
what did this person have on?
What was she did the the mustache.
He had like a long. It wasn't really a Fu Manchu-ish, but kind of like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just curious because, like, how do you?
You'd have to ask her. Yeah,
I'll have to ask.
Because there's a lot of different, and we kind of. There's a lot of different things you can actually use to put them on, and Christine's really more the expert.
Yeah, tell me, how do you attach your stuff?
It was a realistic mustache that we're talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
Then spirit gum always works, or double-sided tape, the toupee tape you can buy. So
toupee tape. Okay.
And if you can't find toupee tape, a lot of the fashion stores will have boob tape now, and that's the exact same thing. So you can just use that.
I have to do that.
But it'll be much more pricey because it's selling it to women, right? So
okay. Like wardrobe tape, like
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's fascinating.
I actually myself, like for my mustaches, it's called Fabric Fuse, and it's a double-sided tape, but it's like on steroids. Like every time I use it, when I take it off, I've totally waxed my mustache. So regular double-sided tape will work well, but the Fabric Fuse is like, I mean, that stuff, it'll stick. But you have to, let's see.
So that's not the same as Stitch Witchery, is it? Because you have to iron that crap on.
It's the same brand.
Oh,
it's like
that's for him.
But it's okay. I use it on my cloth. I used it to make the sleeping bags on the Barbie beard too.
Of course you did. That's so neat. Okay.
So,
but I would test that somewhere first, because there's always a chance a person might have an allergic reaction to different adhesives. So test in advance.
And
I'm very allergic. Yeah, I'm allergic to the blue tape that I use.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people use a lot of different products, but I think it really it's what works on your skin.
Right.
And you have to try different ones and a lot of times it matters if you're sweaty or you're hot.
Right. Okay. It works. Hold the gaskets on it.
He's not lying.
That's how I judge my beauty products.
He's actually not lying at all. He came in.
Oh my God.
I need some double-sided tape, and I said, "Well, how strong do you need it?" And he's like, "Well, strong." I'm like, "Okay, we'll take this." And
try this.
So yes, he's telling the truth.
But don't go over the top and use carpet tape, because that stuff is sticky and messy and not made for the skin. So just dial it back there.
Right.
And Gorilla Glue. We learned that Gorilla Glue is a terrible idea as well.
Yes.
Oh, I bet that would take off skin.
And send you to the ER with burned lungs.
Yeah.
Burned lungs? With Gorilla Glue tape? Shut up. Really?
No. Gorilla Super Glue.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, don't use those on your beards.
I should have my pencil taking notes.
Yeah. Well, when in doubt, ask a friend.
Oh, I will. I will certainly do that. So.
Yeah, but it does you just have to try it on your own skin and see how it's going to stick for you. So, and everything I do on my beards, pretty much, I always test it to see, is it going to work or is it going to hold it? So I'll have little test pieces of everything pretty much that I want to glue or stick or whatever, and see if it's actually going to hold it or do what I expect it to. So that's my other tip. If you are working on a beard, make sure you have pieces of test material to try everything out before you actually do that. Of course,
yeah,
a lot of people
try everything out together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Lately, I've done a couple of beards that I was in a rush, and so I didn't like really try wearing them. And
uh-oh.
there was a couple that probably wasn't a good idea. So I've done a little punting on them, on a couple of them, but that was my procrastination. I would say
Right.
my confidence, but that really wasn't.
Right.
The first thing I learned,
yes,
I tried building a solid beard, and it looked great and it should have worked perfectly, but I forgot that I always wear a push-up bra. So it didn't lay the way it was supposed to lay. Couldn't turn my head. No.
Oh my gosh.
Consider how many inches
Things
is
to
it
think
from
about.
here to where it becomes relevant.
Yeah. Or if it's just going to go out and head down a slope.
Right. Oh my gosh. So many things to consider. See, this is why I haven't done it yet.
Men don't have these problems.
I know. Well, you know what? Before I did electrolysis, I probably could have grown one like my husband's. He's
Played smart. Yeah. Speaking of, can we see him? If we know he's there in the background, can he just bring his beautiful beard over here? Because I want to see what he looks like.
Come on.
Come on. We know you're there.
Come on, Jeff.
You
Come
can't
on.
hide. Here. Just turn the camera. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's all right. Hello.
We didn't work all day today.
Get closer.
Ooh. Side
So
view.
did his husband,
Side view.
Jeff.
Yeah, other side. Yeah, underneath. That's good. That's good. Thank you.
I'm not the camera person.
He's acting
I
like
didn't
he's
mean
shy.
to objectify him. Sorry.
He is kind of cute. I'll keep him. So. But you know, for 27 years, this man was in the Air Force. He retired as a chief. And at first, you know, I love his face. He's got the most beautiful blue-green eyes. And so when I couldn't say no or complain or bitch and moan about he wanted to grow his beard out, because for 27 years it's been high and tight, clean shaven, uniform, and we've been married for 24 years. And at that time I was just like, you do you, boo, because you haven't, I didn't mean to say, well, boo, my boo, not Phyllis's boo, but my boo. You know, do you want to do this? That's fine. And one of the other things that the Beard Mobb community got him involved in is taking care of it and conditioning it and conditioning his skin. And I just learned at Mob Fest 6, Aaron was telling me, he's like, you know, Kris, you can use these oils on your hair. I'm like, what? I don't need no greasy head. And he's like, no, it's great for your scalp and for those flyaways. And we have an unscented version or whatever, unscented oil. But so now he conditions it. He does all the things. Look, I stay in the mirror. Takes me a while in the mornings, but this guy, I'm like, who's taking longer in the bathroom? Dude, you know,
Yeah,
you know.
the one in there, he takes longer than me. Just, yeah. It's like, who gets the mirror wherever we are, whether it's at home or a hotel or whatever. It's like, who gets the mirror? Because I have the little corner down here, and yeah.
I know. Well, with those long beards, like Shannon's and like Boo's and Aaron's, I mean, I would have to say, it's all yours, brother. I'm out of here. You do you over there, because that's amazing. But yeah, so when he taking care of it and it conditions the skin, you know how a lot of men complain when they first grow it out or starting to grow, it's itchy and I have to take it off, I have to shave it. But those oils and those balms, they condition your skin, which is something he's learned as well. So anyway,
yeah,
it's work. I realize it's work.
Yeah. But I do use beard products on my hair too. So
yeah, and see, I've I've got thick hair, but it's baby fine. If I were to perm this, it would be an afro. Seriously.
Like,
yeah. But I haven't tried it yet because I'm afraid. But it's
just be what's the word? Sparing when you use it.
Sparingly. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and just like the flyaways, and then
and just use a little bitty bit will work. So you'd be surprised at how little of the product will actually work. Otherwise, if you use a lot of it, or what I would call what you would think is a normal amount, it's probably too much.
Yeah.
And you'll end up with the oily hair.
Right.
So,
well, but yeah,
today in my flyaways, I did not fix my hair today. If you can't tell, but
I don't have. I like curly hair though, and I have really bone straight hair, and so you ladies with your beautiful curls, I want it.
Well, mine was straight until I was probably about 45, and then it just went curly.
Really?
And so I do curl it because it start to get flat here. But yeah. So Matt's saying that Mama always gets the mirror. Well, Matt, you know, honestly, I'm okay with it, because if it takes me more than like 15 minutes to get ready for something, it's just way more effort than I want to put into it, like, you know, right now. So that's
because you have a natural beauty about you. Not all of us have that gift, that blessing. I'm a natural redhead, and so I color my hair a little bit darker, but you know, red eyelashes, red eyebrows, freckles. So I do take extra time because I just do.
So Jeff says a dime size drop. Honestly, I wouldn't even use a dime. I would use like 2 pinheads. I mean, I have fine and thick hair, and it doesn't, you know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to get up in the morning because I have to go to Shreveport for a domestic violence task force meeting, and I'm going to try it. So should I apply it and then style, or do I style and then apply it?
I apply mine and then use whatever styling products.
Okay.
Because it's real. I mean, to me, the beard products that's one thing I like, is they're all natural. And so I don't have to worry about, you know, that's kind of the base for everything. And my favorite beard company went out of business, and I'm in a total tizzy.
Really?
So I'm in fact, my husband pulled out one of their products from the back of his drawer, and I'm like, "Where did you find that?" I'm like, he's like,
"Yeah."
So
I've been hiding it.
Yeah. So he's giving me the usual. It takes longer than 15 minutes to part. That may be the case, but he has to admit that it takes him longer to get ready than me.
Yeah, Shannon. Hot mess.
Yeah. And that's putting on makeup included. So
well, I envy you. I do, because Jeff usually has his CPAP machine on, and he's snoring by the time I get done with all of this finishing up in my bedtime regimen. He's sleeping. He's snoring. So if I try to get there about 15 minutes before he goes to bed. So otherwise he's asleep. He's snoring out.
Well, I take a little longer than he does to get into the bed too, but then I have the responsibility. I have to turn on the fan, and I mean all these other responsibilities before I get into the bed. So yeah, my goal every day is to get out of my pajamas before noon. So because I work from home, so it's only like 10 steps to my office, and so you know.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm jealous of that too.
It takes Allie Cat an hour to shower. That's Shannon. He just takes a lot longer. In fact, when he did one of his freestyles, I actually took a nap while he was doing his freestyle. So
that's another amazing category. Like wow. I have never seen anything like it. And then when they start taking the professional pictures and makes them look even more mysterious, I'm like, that is so freaking fun. So pretty. Yeah. And I said pretty.
Yeah. And
I mean,
that's
amazing.
really talent because, I mean,
it is.
You know, they have to come in and they do it backwards.
Yes.
Think about it. And
yes. I'm just like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm kind of in awe of that too, because I mean, even when the ladies compete with a realistic beard, they still do it looking at it, but the men come in and do it backwards. So
Right.
That's pretty cool. Well, we are almost at time. So, and you know, I just thought about Christine. We didn't even introduce ourselves at the beginning. Here we go. People know who we are. What do they get on here to watch us?
If they don't know by now. Yeah. Kris, it was so lovely to meet you, and your story is incredible, and I'm so glad that you're having this journey with Beard Mobb. It sounds like so much fun. I'm glad you're just at the beginning, and I hope it's nothing but good times, even better every day with you and your husband. And it just sounds fabulous, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day, and I will give you a hug because I've got plenty stored up. So
it was so nice to meet you as well. Well, I mean, this is great.
You are welcome to come back on anytime, and especially after you make your first beard. Just saying.
Okay.
So soon. You'll be back soon. You've been warned.
Okay. Yes. We'll see.
So let's see. Whoops. Trying to show these comments. I'm not clicking good. Okay, my computer decided to go slow. So awesome show. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you watching.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Shannon. Love you.
Love the Barneys. Yes, we do. And once again, thanks, Kris, for coming on. And you guys, if you have any, if y'all have any topics you want us to talk about, drop us a comment or a message on the Craft Whisker Club page. If you want to be a member but haven't paid your dues, you can also check out the page for it has a post of PayPal and what the dues are $20 per year. So be sure to join us because we're doing a lot of fun things. We've done a couple of live battles this year so far, and we probably have a couple more coming up. Hint. Or I should say, spoiler hint. So,
okay, and you're going to Vegas next weekend?
I'll be in Vegas next weekend, and I'm expecting to have a great time. I mean, I've seen all the interviews with Patrick and Lori and everything they've got going on, and the judges. I think it's just going to be a really interesting weekend. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing everything that's going on as much as I'm looking forward to competing. So probably more actually, because I went kind of simple with my beard for this one. So
awesome.
You'll just have to wait and see. Surprise.
Okay. Simple means she only spent like 20 hours on it this time. Just like. Okay, I gotta run. So I'm sorry.
Good luck tonight, Ms. Heckman. Love you.
Thank you. Okay, bye guys.
Okay, bye.
So let's see. If you guys don't know, Christine is also a budding comic. And so she does comedy shows as well. And so if you're ever in the Vancouver area, you must check with her and find out where she's actually performing. So, and if you haven't spent any time around her, she's the perfect comedian. I mean, I really want to be able to go up and see her show one day. But
together.
Yes. Well, so I guess I didn't introduce myself earlier, but I'm Tisha Clinkenbeard. I'm the president of the Craft Whisker Club, and Christine Hackman was my co-host on here tonight. that does the comedy that I'm speaking of. And again, Kris, thank you so much for coming on tonight, and you're welcome, of course, anytime. And yeah. And when you make that first beard, you'll have to come on and show it off. So
you will be the first to know, because I will be contacting you.
Anytime.
Yes.
I have all, if I don't know the answer to whatever question you have, we can find somebody who does. So even if you do realistic, you've definitely got a lot of resources out there. So
Okay, I trust you.
Oh no.
I do. So I thank you.
Some people might tell you that might not be let's see, smart thing. I don't know.
It's a smart thing. So, you and I clicked immediately. So
yes,
it'll be
it'll
be good. But I just want to thank you again for having me. This has been amazing, and so I'm so grateful to be able to share how we came to know the Louisiana chapter Beard Mob. So
yeah, and also just to throw out there, because Kris did share her story tonight as well, and I think there are a lot of stories out there that are perhaps untold, and a lot of situations that probably match Kris's fairly closely, if you will. So for that, those people that are in those type of relationships, as Kris said, male or female, it's really important to reach out to someone. And it doesn't have to be always an organization or such. It can be, I guarantee you, if you contact anyone in the bearding community, totally be there to support you, get you the help that you need. So definitely wanted to throw that out there, that this is one community that there's not a person I would say, I wouldn't call them, because any one of them,
let me just interject here. Anybody can contact me, because this is what I do for a living. But also, if you are not even in my state, I have had several people contact me saying, who can I contact in my parish or my county or my state? And I will find those resources for you. I've got connections. I reach out to all of these different organizations, and I can help find services for you. If you're a male, for you as a female, and your children, the whole 9 yards. That's what I do.
Yeah. So just like I said, just reach out. Definitely anyone in the community will be more than happy to help with that. And like Kris said, if I don't know who it is, then I can reach out to Kris, or,
that's right.
Definitely.
And the other thing that's important also is that everything that comes my way, if Tisha gets information and she needs to relay it to me, it is always private and confidential. Nothing is ever revealed. And that's important to also know, is that when you contact me, everything is private and confidential.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you once more, and to all of our viewers, thank you guys for sticking around for the hour. Let's see. Also, I want to tell you, we do have a Craft Whisker Club YouTube channel. So if you guys ever want to go back to any of the shows on all our various topics, because we've done stuff on how-tos and judging, how to plan your comp, all of those different things are on the YouTube channel. So we'll make sure we get it posted out there if you want to go back and check out some previous shows and the topics on them. But with that, we'll talk to you guys. We're on the 1st and the 3rd Mondays of the month. We've had a couple that we missed just because a lot of people's hectic and then nights. So like I said, go back, check out those shows. And otherwise, we guys will see you guys on the first weekend in April. And have a good night.